naman less than 100, ganon. So that's the goal. Next naman, HDL, it is 40 in men and 50 for women. Okay, greater than yan, guys. Next, triglyceride, usually dapat less than 150 milligram per deciliter. Okay. Next, impact of dyslipidemia. So, consequences when it is poorly managed or untreated can include atherosclerosis, or this is the buildup of plaque in the arteries. So, di ba, pag na-discuss natin in your cardiovascular, if there is buildup of plaque, nahihirapan ang flow ng blood inside your arteries. So, bababa ang flow ng blood. Okay, sorry sa lutang man ko eh. Next is coronary artery diseases. So, this is the blockage in the heart's artery which can lead to heart attack. Okay, same lang. Next is stroke. Alam nyo na to, reduced blood flow into the brain caused by blocked arteries. And next is your peripheral artery disease, blockage of arteries in the legs leading to poor circulation. Okay, treatment of dyslipidemia, so generally involves, usually talaga guys, pwede naman siyang maging lifestyle, lalo na yung mga example, nag-test ka, tapos bata ka pa naman, hindi ka agad-agad ilagay ni doc sa medication, or kung ilagay ka man sa medication, hindi maintenance. Example with my sister, wow, ang hipa, ang privacy ng aking sister, gikwento ko na. Okay, so my sister, yung older sister ko is meron siyang pag-test sa kanya is mataas ang kanyang lipid profile. So, 'di ba imagine ang ate ko is like 28 or 29, tapos gi medicine na siya for cholesterol. Pero ano lang siya guys, like usually 3 months or a month lang ata, kasi after that if mag-normalize naman siya after a month with lifestyle, pero sa kanya kasi medication siya. So, after a month is nag-normalize na. So, stop na ang medication. Ganun. So, ayun. So, example lang yan siya na it can improve with exercise, ganun, diet, yan. So, lifestyle modification. Okay? Pag hindi na kaya, we have the medication. So, dito papasok si Picol. So, i-discuss natin ngayon si statins, fibrates, bile acid resins, niacin, and cholesterol absorption inhibitors. So, these are commonly used to manage your lipid levels. Okay? Next, let's go to your statins. So, your statins are the drug of choice for lowering your LDL. Okay? Drug of choice is statin. Because, ano ba yung primarily mechanism of action niya? So, statins are also known as your HMG CoA reductase inhibitor. Okay? So, this is the main enzyme to produce cholesterol. So, usually, ano ba yung process to produce cholesterol? We have the HMG CoA, and then it will be converted to mevalonate via your HMG CoA reductase. Si mevalonate, magproproduce siya ng cholesterol. So, dito pa lang sa first step, ini-inhibit na siya ni statins. Okay? Si HMG CoA reductase inhibitors. So, these are your statins. So, lahat naman guys is nag-e-end siya ng statin under fluvastatin, pravastatin, lovastatin, and pitavastatin. So, ito siya, ang pinaka-common sa practice na ma-encounter nyo is si simvastatin, si Ator, Rosu, ito si Prava. So, ang iba hindi masyado. But, I think this is the new mga bagong meds na ito sila guys. Ayan. Mechanism of action, so it inhibits your HMG CoA reductase enzyme, which is the rate-limiting step in cholesterol biosynthesis. So, your statins increases the hepatic cholesterol uptake. So, it will upregulate your LDL receptor in the liver, leading to decreased LDL levels. Okay? Next naman. Okay, next. It also reduces your triglycerides. So, ano ba yung uses ni statin? So, mainly, di ba, drug of choice siya sa high LDL. So, high LDL means your hypercholesterolemia. Next is treatment for your acute coronary syndrome. So, yun yung mga may plaque na in their arteries. Atherosclerotic vascular disease. And then, ischemic stroke prevention. So, yung mga may plaque build-up or atherosclerosis, they are high risk for stroke. Ayan. To prevent that, you have to use statin. Okay. Next side effect, hepatotoxicity and myopathy. So myopathy meaning muscle diseases. So this is when the muscle fiber do not function. Yan na. Next side effect is your rhabdomyolysis. So rhabdomyolysis, so this is the breakdown of skeletal muscle. So usually guys, pag common ito siya sa US guys, yung mga makita namin sa ER. Common scenario no naga-gym ang patient na sobra good ang kanyang exercise. So, 'di ba pag nag-exercise ka, naga-build ang iyong may tear sa iyong muscle, gina-breakdown niya. Ayan, so after that is pag nag-breakdown siya, mag-release ang iyang content sa blood, usually in the bloodstream, the myoglobin, ganun. And then after that, yung content is toxic in the bloodstream and may result to acute kidney disease or acute kidney injury because the muscle protein will damage your kidney. So that's your rhabdomyolysis. So ang pinaka-common na consequence niya is your acute kidney injury because of the content ng iyong skeletal muscle or ang muscle protein mo na adto sa imong bloodstream, and then diba gina-filter ba na ni kidney guys. So ayun, it will damage your kidney. So that's a side effect of your statin. Next is your GI distress. And next is, tandaan, very important, it will increase your myopathy or muscle diseases and rhabdomyolysis when used with your fibrates. Later, i-discuss natin si fibrates. Okay? So that's your statin. So statin plus fibrate, okay, this is X because it will increase your rhabdomyolysis and myopathy. Ayaw natin yan. So, contraindicated, hindi dapat natin pagsabayin si fibrate and si statin. Okay? Okay, other notes. So, usually, this cholesterol talaga guys or your statins, usually, binibigay siya during bedtime because during bedtime, dito nag-occur si cholesterol synthesis. So, ayaw natin, di ba, na mag-synthesize pa ng cholesterol ang body. So, kaya siya tinitake during bedtime. So, your statins are contraindicated during pregnancy. Okay. So, ang only prodrug lang is si lovastatin and simvastatin. The rest are your active form. Next naman, ang pinaka greater maximal effect or mas effective sa mga statin is your RAS. So, this is your rosuvastatin, atorvastatin, and simvastatin. So, mo ni siya ang greater maximal effect kay si RAS. Okay. Next naman, they are metabolized by your CYP450. So, if combined with bile acid resin, so you must take statin at least 1 hour before or 4 hours later. Wag pagsabayin, okay? Next, let's go to your bile acid resin. So, this is your C drugs or your cholestyramine, cholesevelam, and cholestypol. Okay, so MOA, they bind the bile acid in the intestine, preventing their reabsorption. Okay, remember that bile acid is synthesized from your cholesterol. So, ginagamit si cholesterol to produce your bile acid. So, mechanism of action, it increases cholesterol utilization to make new bile acid, leading to upregulation of your LDL receptors. So, it lowers your LDL. So, ang mangyayari kasi yan guys, si bile acid is na-release siya. Okay, in the intestine. So, after na-release na, dili na siya ma-reabsorb. So, kaning bile acid resins, i-bind niya si bile acid. So, ibig sabihin, dili na siya magbalik back to your liver. So, after that, si liver, na isang wala na yung bile acid, lagi ni balik, wala siya na-reabsorb. Sige, magbuhat og bag-o. Okay? So, pag magbuhat siya bag-o, na-utilize niya si cholesterol. So, bababa ang iyong LDL. Okay, uses niya. Okay, uses for hypercholesterolemia. So, those patient with high LDL. Okay. Next is, treatment din siya sa pruritus in cholestatis. So, pruritus, ibig sabihin, itching. Okay. Next is, your bile acid is used also for, wait lang guys, for digitalis toxicity. Okay. Next, side effect. Side effect is your constipation, bloating, and gritty taste, and steatorrhea. So, steatorrhea, this is like a fat in your poop. Ayan. So, this is all the effect due to the prevention of bile acid reabsorption. Okay? Gallstones, rare lang, and malabsorption of vitamin K. So, other notes, your bile acid resins will increase your triglyceride and VLDL in patients with high triglyceride. Okay, let's break it down. Wag malito. Okay? So, kung ang patient mo, mataas na ang kanyang triglyceride level, example, if is obese siya, kasi di ba pag mag-obese ang patient, usually mataas ang fat storage niya, mataas si triglyceride. So, pag nag-take daw siya ng bile acid resin, so, meron siyang risk. Okay, nag-increase ang risk ang kanyang triglyceride pa and your VLDL. Okay? Why? Okay, because your resin, your bile acid resin, the main mechanism is it will block the bile acid reabsorption. So, ano ba yung effect? Sabi ko kanina, your liver will make more bile acid. So, ibig sabihin, if it will make more bile acid, increase ang cholesterol and bile acid synthesis because in order to make the bile acid, di pa kailangan mo ng cholesterol. So, ibig sabihin, nag-increase ang cholesterol production, si liver, mag-secrete siya more ng VLDL and triglyceride because kailangan daw ulit ni body ng cholesterol to make your bile acid synthesis. So, mo na siya ang kayahang murag irony niya, di ba guys? Kay i-block unta ni resin ang bile acid reabsorption. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, si liver, again ito siya. Ulitin ko. So, pag na-block si bile acid reabsorption, sabi ni liver, ay, kailangan na ito magbuhat og another bile acid kaya wala siya ni-reabsorb. So, si liver, mag-make siya og, di ba, kailangan og cholesterol to make bile acid. So, pag kailangan niya og cholesterol, si liver, mag-secrete siya more ng VLDL and triglyceride kasi kailangan nga ng cholesterol to make bile acid. Okay, mo na siya ang irony niya. So, that's why pag ang patient sa iyahang lab result is taas na iyahang triglyceride level, dili siya tagaan og bile acid resins because taas na ang triglyceride, so ang risk niya is pwede pa siya magtaas ulit ang triglyceride, higher pa and higher pud ang VLDL. So, ang treatment is useless lang. Okay? So, they are not used pag ang patient na anada ay high triglyceride. Pero kung ang patient o normal lang iyang triglyceride, ang taas lang sa iyaha is ang ang LDL mo lang ang taas sa iyaha. So, pwede siya tagaan og bile acid resin. Okay? Also, next is, it is also avoided in patient with diverticulitis. So, pag sinabi nating litis, it means inflammation. Okay? Diverticulitis, this is the inflammation of the colon, katong diverticula. So, this is the small pouches in your colon, guys. So, this one become inflamed. Usually, ang tawag dyan, guys, is diverticulosis. Okay, pag sinabi nating diverticulosis, this is referring lang to the small pouches in your colon. Pero, pag nag-inflame siya, it will be diverticulitis. So, honi siya ang mag-cause og symptoms sa imo like manakit. It will cause pain, ayan, stomach pain, ganon. So, ano ba siya? Bakit siya avoided si bile acid resins in patient with diverticulitis? Because, di ba, ang side effect is constipation. Pag na constipation, guys, colonic pressure increases and it will trigger the flare up. Okay. Next is your bile acid resins can also interfere with absorption of certain drugs and vitamins. Okay. Why? Because they bind to medication in the intestine. So, pag nag-bind si bile acid resin sa that medication, it will prevent drug from being absorbed. So, ibig sabihin, ang effect, lesser ang kanyang effect in the body. Hindi na effective ang drugs because gibind naman siya ni bile acid resin instead na ma-absorb sa intestine. So, ano ba yung mga drugs? Usually, the warfarin and digoxin and other vitamins. Specifically, your ADEC, your fat-soluble vitamins, your vitamin A, D, E, and K. So, ano ba ang main na preferred pag nag-take ka ng, si patient nag-take siya ng warfarin and digoxin. So, ano ba yung pwede niyang inumin sa mga bile acid resin? So, you have the cholesevelam. So, this is less likely to interfere with certain drugs and vitamins. Okay, and next is it should be taken with meals. Next, let's go to your cholesterol absorption blockers. So, your ezetimibe, example is your ezetimibe. So, this one selectively inhibits your NPC1L1. So, this is your Niemann-Pick C1 like 1 transporter. Okay. So, this one selectively inhibits your NPC1L1 transporter, thereby decreasing the intestinal absorption of cholesterol and phytosterols. Okay, so this one, your Niemann-Pick C1 like 1 transporter, so these are cholesterol transport protein responsible for absorption of dietary cholesterol in your diet pag nagkaon mo. Okay, ang responsible for absorption sa mga food containing cholesterol mo na siya si NPC1L1. Next is the biliary cholesterol. So ibig sabihin pag na-inhibit si NPC1L1, there is less cholesterol and lower ang LDL. Okay. So it also decreases the hepatic cholesterol pool and increases LDL receptor activity in the liver. Okay, uses for high LDL, hypercholesterolemia, and phytosterolemia. So this is the phytosterolemia. So this is a rare inherited lipid disorder where the body absorbs too much plant sterol. So this is your plant sterol, also known as your phytosterol from your diet. So ano ba yun? Ano ba yung mga plant natin? That's your vegetable oil, nuts, and seeds. So it contains, pag ang diet mo is usually pag ang cholesterol is from plants, wala siya guys mga vegetable oil, it also contains cholesterol. So that's your phytosterol. Usually, normally, hindi natin masyadong na-absorb in our body si phytosterol, okay, sa mga plant. Kasi hindi naman tayo plants, diba? Okay? So, pero, pag meron kang phytosterolemia, unique ang body mo because you absorb more, okay? You absorb more of the plant sterol. So, ang effect, it will accumulate in your tissue, in your blood, okay? Remember, and then, it will increase risk of your atherosclerosis. Okay. Next side effect is hepatotoxicity. So increase with statin use. Next is side effect myositis. So this is the inflammation of your skeletal muscles. So other note, has a synergistic LDL lowering effect with your statins because diba same sila ng statin na treats your hypercholesterolemia, so high LDL. So, pag i-combine together, pwede siya because it has a synergistic effect. Okay, next is, let's go to your cytosterol. So, your cytosterol, this is a cholesterol analog which displaces your dietary and biliary cholesterol, so reducing its absorption. Okay, uses, yung may mga high LDL pa rin, and phytosterolemia. So, side effect, GI upset, bloating, coronary events, impotence, which is rare lang. Okay, next is, let's go to your niacin or your vitamin B3. Okay, your vitamin B3 is, diba, vitamin siya, but it can also be used for treatment of your hyperlipidemia. So, mechanism of action, it will decrease the catabolism of your ApoA1. So, ApoA1 is responsible for producing your HDL cholesterol. Okay. Okay, catabolism, ibig sabihin, it will decrease the breakdown. Okay, let's check if tama ako ang pagka-remember sa catabolism, meaning, okay, tama. Okay, it will decrease the catabolism. Meaning of catabolism is the breakdown. Okay. Okay. Tama ba ako ang ano? Yeah, tama. Okay, decreases the catabolism of ApoA1. So this is responsible for increasing your HDL cholesterol. Okay, next is it decreases your VLDL synthesis and secretion from the liver, which reduces the LDL cholesterol. Okay. Next is uses. Uses niya is hypercholesterolemia. So, when you have hypercholesterolemia, low CHDL, high CLDL, and VLDL. Okay. Next is side effect. Okay, side effect lang ni vitamin B3 usually is flushing. Okay, flushing, for example, kaya siya kung ang gusto talaga ng doctor mo is niacin talaga ang for you kasi gusto lang ni doc na i-increase ang iyong HDL cholesterol to help. Okay, he will give you niacin, pero kung nagkaroon ka ng flushing, he can give aspirin beforehand. So, kailangan painumin ka muna ng aspirin before taking your niacin. Because aspirin, remember, it will block the prostaglandin synthesis. So, it will block the prostaglandin vasodilation. Diba pag nag-vasodilate, it will cause flushing, kaya nag-dilate imong blood. So, treatment for that is your aspirin. Okay. Next is, let's go to your, ito siya yung mga side effect niya guys, hyperuricemia, ganon, arrhythmia, amblyopia. So this is the lazy eye. Okay, this is not important pero nilagay ko lang. So lazy eye, this one is parang ang brain mo nag-focus sa isang eye. Wala namang mali sa isang eye mo. Kaya siya tinawag na lazy eye because ang isang eye mo is dili siya ginapaboran sa ni brain. So dili mag-register kay brain kung unsay nakita sa imong pikas eye because mas ginapaboran niya imong right eye. For example lang, either lang maski asa lang sa imong eye. For example, basta ang isa ka eye ay mo lang naga-focus si brain, ang isa gina-ignore niya unsay makita sa pikas na eye. So kaya siya tinawag na lazy eye. Okay, next, important, your niacin should be avoided in patients with PUD or peptic ulcer disease because it can cause your GI irritation. So it can exacerbate the pain or bleeding. Next naman, it will decrease your fibrinogen and increases your TPA. So fibrinogen, this is decreases your clot formation. Si TPA naman, once nag-increase, ang effect niya is clot breakdown. So overall, your niacin will improve the clot breakdown, so there is less risk for thrombosis. Okay, next is your fibrates. Your fibrate, example of this is si gemfibrocil, fenofibrate, and bezafibrate. So mga na-fibrate na sila guys. Mechanism of action, it will activate your P4 alpha. So this one is responsible for regulation of your lipid metabolism. So kinsa ba ang responsible for lipid metabolism? So mo siya si lipoprotein lipase ug katong gina-mention ako ganina si ApoAI, si apolipoprotein, which is responsible for increasing your HDL. So si fibrate, gina-activate niya si P4 alpha para mag-increase si lipoprotein lipase para mag-clear sa body, increase clearance ni triglyceride, and si apolipoprotein para mag-increase si HDL production. So this one, fibrates, will lower the triglyceride, will decrease the VLDL secretion, and will increase your HDL. Okay, uses, this is drug of choice for hypertriglyceridemia. So ibig sabihin, pag mataas ang triglyceride level mo, main drug of choice is your fibrate. Okay, next, pwede din siya sa fat redistribution syndrome, ganon. Pero yung mga gina-highlight ko guys, yun yung siya yung magamit nyo sa practice. Okay, side effect, nausea, rashes, leukopenia, hemoconcentration, increased risk of cholesterol gallstone. So later ma-discuss natin. Ito na siya. Okay, higher risk of gallstone formation if combined usually with resin. So because it will increase the cholesterol content in your bile, so bawal si fibrate plus resin because it will increase the formation of gallstone. So other notes, your fibrates can also increase the risk of your myopathy and rhabdomyolysis when combined with statins. It should be avoided in patients with hepatic or renal syndrome, dysfunction. Your fenofibrate may also increase the LDL in patients with familial combined hyperproteinemia. So, sino ba itong si familial combined hyperlipoproteinemia? So, this is a genetic disorder. So, tandaan nyo lang, pag meron kang familial combined hyperlipoproteinemia, so mataas ang iyong VLDL, mataas si LDL, mataas si triglyceride. So, contraindicated siya, si fibrates, pag meron kang familial, combined, blah blah blah. Because, pag si fibrate, di ba, ginababaan niya si triglyceride because drug of choice siya sa hypertriglyceridemia. So, paano niya ibaba si triglyceride? By increasing the clearance of your VLDL. Pag meron kang FCHL, so ibig sabihin, there is overproduction of VLDL. So, na-remove na si triglyceride from your VLDL by your lipoprotein lipase, diba? So, anong remnant? Katong nahabilin, it will be converted to your LDL. So, that's why it can increase your LDL. Okay? So, dili siya kaayo ginahatag or dili siya ginahatag sa patient na taas o LDL. Instead, ginahatag siya sa patient na taas o triglyceride. Okay? Next is, let's go to your other anti-dyslipidemic agent. So, we have the Probocol. Si Probocol, this is an antioxidant that inhibits the LDL oxidation. Remember, once na-oxidize si LDL, it can form plaque, trigger inflammation. Okay? It increases your LDL catabolism and eliminates cholesterol from the body. Okay? Next is, it also inhibits early stages of cholesterol biosynthesis and dietary cholesterol absorption. We also inhibit LDL oxidation and deposition in tissues, preventing atherogenesis. Okay, uses lowers LDL. Okay, and has a little effect on serum triglyceride and VLDL. Okay, I think that's all. So, disadvantage lang, mga board exam tips, ito siya. Summary. So, disadvantages of drug combination. Yung sabi ko kanina, fibrate plus resin increases risk of cholelithiasis or gallstones. Statins plus resin, it will impair your statin absorption. Statin plus fibrate naman, increase risk of myopathy and rhabdomyolysis. So, we have cutaneous flushing. So, sabi natin kanina, aspirin as pre-treatment for cutaneous flushing. Okay, caused by your niacin. So, usually, ano ba yung mga drugs na nagka-cause ng flushing? So, that's your Vanca, si vancomycin, adenosine, niacin, and your calcium channel blockers. So, I think that's all for your dyslipidemia. I hope you learned something.